I believe that it just, with the sexual thing, first of all, you got to know what sex means, you know. That's a whole, again, we could get into a whole, in fact, I might have to do that as a lecture. But if you know how to manipulate that energy and control that energy, you could take that energy, like you said, with the creativity, the root chakra, and you create whatever you want. But you got to know how to, just like that snake charmer, master that serpent. And that energy, that sexual energy. That's what all those old paintings about, with Mitra on top of the serpent, with the angel that is on the walls at Kemet in Egypt, and they're standing on top of that serpent. That's that energy. That, have you ever seen the medical symbol? That's that with the rise. That's electricity. That sexual energy rising. If you can control that, that's one of the keys to this whole thing. So everything else will move to where you want it to move. If you can learn how to control that energy, that's why they do the fasting. This whole, if you look at the whole concept and the whole underlying theme of this whole talk was about habits. Controlling habits in order to control your success. And that's one, and the habits, it could be good or bad. So I can make that a habit into using that energy to create what I want, that creativity. Same thing, you can use it for bad, and I could just sit there and be, you know,
passive receiving everything.
Yeah, sitting there and watching porn all day, or be led by my lower desires, and instead of using that energy to chase opportunities, using that energy to chase women to satisfy my, you know, desires. So, which one would you rather? It's up to you.
Yeah,
you have that choice. So. Again, I don't want to keep y'all too long, family. I know we're probably over the time limit. I want to announce
who... We should have a clock here. So
right. I want to announce who won the contest. Is Mobans 19. MOBANS 19. So Mobans 19, DM me or call me at 832-775-8357. 832-775-8357. Call me to claim your 50-inch TV. But keep it going, family. We got over 200 followers this week. We're trying to get to even more and more. If you like the show, you like the content, tell a friend, like, subscribe, so on and so forth. If you're on my audio version, same thing. Tell a friend. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead give my guest, Mr. Euler, the last word, and then we're going to go ahead and cap it up, and then from there.
Well, Brendan, it was a pleasure being here. I love, this is what I live for. Right? You know, the conversations, the interactions, especially when we get into points of disagreement, because I'm a firm believer that a lot of the mess that we are in right now is because this is not happening. Right?
Discourse. Yeah.
You know what, you're weird, you have all this, and then that's it. He goes his way, I go my way, and then we do shit. You know. So when this happens, we truly understand the mechanisms of how he thinks, the mechanisms of how I think. And in this whole thing, probably an hour of conversation, we had maybe one or two disagreements. Like most people, and this is not my opinion, it's everybody's, most people are on the same page. We're on the same page.
If you listen.
If you listen, if you give a chance. What we do is we are very fast in dehumanizing groups that we don't know, cultures that we don't know, and that's easy to just disregard them. But once we humanize again, like that person wakes up on a Monday morning, goes to work, pays taxes, raises a daughter, and so on, we see it in a different way. The other thing I want to say is this: thank you for listening to us. Subscribe to his channel. He's doing an amazing, and it's not because he's my friend, but this is an amazing opportunity. I do a lot of reading about podcasts. Podcasting is something that it will cannibalize radio, because we don't have advertisers telling us what to do. We don't have notes saying, oh, Brent, don't do this, don't do that. People may like me. No. This is the most raw, intense, honest system. If you like what he's saying, you support, you buy his book, you support him on Patreon or whatever. And if you don't like it, you don't. Right? There's no intermediate in this system. And I think this is the way of the future in terms of communication, in terms of information. You don't need to deal with the gatekeepers, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all that nonsense. So you can have Brendan or any other person, right? You have a lot of people who used to work in the belly of the beast, and now they have podcasts, they have YouTube channels, and they have access to the sources and go like, oh my God. But now they can say it because it's directly to you, right? Nobody can sue them, nobody can say, oh, you're gonna be fired, because you are the person who keeps us in business, who keeps Brandon in business, doing what he does. He has a social mission. So spread this, send, duplicate yourself, send this to your family.
Tell them where they can find your podcast as well. Tell them what's the name and tell them the
my podcast is called Euler Talks. So EULER Talks, all together.
And I'm gonna have to come on there as well. There's a reciprocal.
By the way, I'm actually, this is very interesting because I'm buying the equipment right now to make a podcast, because I have a small setup in my office, but I want to do it in my house, so you can come over and we have coffee, drink, and we have the camera the same way.
And we cross market audience.
So you come and your audience will be able to have a little peek into my life. But this is the way to go. Subscribe to him, to his channel. My website, if you, knock on wood, if you hurt yourself physically and if you need someone, I offer my services. You can go to wellness101.care, wellness101.care. You can get the information there. You can send me an email under contact, questions or anything like this. Check the podcast, make a comment, give me an idea, suggestion, constructive criticism. I have a thick skin, I can take it. And then we go from there. Let's create this community based on honesty, information, and the desire to grow and to grow and develop.
Gotcha. And I'd like to thank you, Euler, again. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. Again, this is the Power of Ownership Podcast. I thank you for tuning in. My book, Sales: The Nucleus of Any Profession, out right now. Count that.
This book, right here.
Get it. These are your working tools for the new age. You need to sell and market in order to survive. I got a lot of things coming out. My 6-figure sales success webinar will be out this summer.
Nice.
My second book, I'm not going to announce the title, but will be out before the end of the year. Same thing with the second edition of this book. And look for a lot of events I got coming in May. I'm speaking at an elementary school. I got a lot of events coming in May. So I'm doing my part in growing into my mission, which has become that who I once looked outside myself for to come back, that second coming. So why not be that second coming? Again, my catchphrase, God is a verb. Personal responsibility is your only savior. Peace, family.
Follow this guy.